Hello friends, in the last session of electromagnetic engineering lecture series, we have seen what do you mean by electric potential, then we have also seen electric dipole moment. Now in this session we are going to see electrostatic energy density. So let's start this session. So our intention is to derive the equation of energy density in an electrostatic field. So consider the point charges are kept at infinity position, and to determine the energy present for this assembly of charges, so we first determine the amount of work done in moving these point charges from this infinity position to this finite position. Clear? So we want to move these all point charges from infinity to this position. Now suppose, so for simplification, we are going to considering here 3 point charges. Suppose we want to move the 3 point charges, that is Q1, Q2 and Q3 in an initially those are present at empty space. Let that position is infinite. Now we wish to move these all point charges towards this finite known space. So while transferring all these charges from this infinite position to this position, there must be some work done. So that work done we have to calculate for movement of each and every charges. So initially no work is required to transfer Q1 from this infinite position to this, let this position is P1 now, because it is the charge free region initially. Therefore Q1 is moved from this infinity to this position P1. So work done here, it is the 0 now. Clear? Similarly, the work done in transferring the charge Q2 from infinity to point P2, means this is the charge Q2. So we want to move it from infinite position to the position P2. So that work we are going to calculate here. So it is basically equal to the product of charge 2 and the potential V221 at point P2. So due to Q1. What is the meaning of this? Basically, if you observe the equation of work done, so work done it is equal to minus integration of E bar dot dl bar. So equation of work done can be written as W is equal to minus Q integration of E bar dot dl bar, and we know that minus integration of E bar dot dl bar itself is the potential. So I can write the equation of work done as work done it is equal to Q into potential. So the product Q into V, this is called as the work done. So in this form we are going to write this work done. So as far as charge Q2 is considered, it is moved from infinity to point P2. So while moving it, the work done it is actually product of that second charge Q2 and potential at point 1 due to charge Q2. Clear? So you can observe here. So this is the charge Q2. We moved from this position to this position. So while moving this charge, what is the work done? So that work done is basically product of Q2 and potential V21 at Q2 due to Q1. Similarly, if you want to calculate the work done while moving the charge Q3 at position P3, you can observe here, this is the charge Q3. So we moved it from infinity to the position P3. So what is the work done here? So it is basically equal to Q3 into V322 plus V321. So V322 is basically the potential at P3 due to Q3, and V321 it is the potential at P3 due to Q1. So we are going to write the potential equations due to Q2 and Q1 at point 3. So this equation you can consider it as the product of Q and potential. So it is Q into V. Clear? So now all the charges are moved from this position to this position, means Q1, Q2, Q3, all charges are moved now. Clear? So what is the total work done in moving all these three charges? It is the addition of all individual works. So it will be total work done, it is equal to W1 plus W2 plus W3. So W1 is the 0, means work done in moving the point charge Q1. W2 it is Q2 into V21, means this is the work done while moving the charge Q2, plus W3. Now W3 is Q3 in bracket V31 plus V32. So this is the work done in moving the charge Q3. Clear? So it is Q into V. So this is the work done while moving the charges from infinite to those position P1, P2 and P3. Now if these charges were positioned in reverse order, means if suppose we moved first Q3, then Q2 and then Q1. So if this is done, then what is the total work done? So that we can write as, so this is the total work done, it is equal to W3 plus W2 plus W1, where W3 is the work done in moving the point charge Q3, W2 is the work done while moving the point charge Q2, and W1 is the work done while moving the point charge Q1. So that can be written as, now initially in this case we moved Q3. So Q3 is moved from this infinite position to this P3. So it is the chargeless initially. Therefore the work done, it is W3, it is equal to 0. Similarly, W2 it is Q2 into V23, where V23 is the potential while moving the charge Q2 at position P2, and similarly W1 it is equal to Q1 into V12 plus V13, where V12 and V13 are the potential at P2 due to Q3 respectively. So these potentials are calculated. So potential multiplied by the charge, it is work done. So we get this forward work done as like this, W1 plus W2 plus W3, and reverse work done as W3 plus W2 plus W3. Now add these two work done so that we will get this equation, that is twice W, means twice of total work done, it is equal to Q1 in bracket V12 plus V13 plus Q2 in bracket V21 plus V23 plus Q3 in bracket V31 plus V32. So if you observe these equations carefully, so Q1 it is multiplied by the term V12 plus V13. So we can say that this combination means potential at charge or potential at position P1 due to charge Q1. So in general I can write this combination as V1. Similarly, if you observe this combination V21 plus V23, so this is the potential at point 2 due to other charges. So we can write this combination as V2. Similarly, this combination V31 plus V32, this can be written as V3 because this is the potential at P3 due to charge Q3. Clear? So twice of total work done can be written as Q1 V1 plus Q2 V2 plus Q3 V3. So 3 point charges are there. Therefore, we got this answer as Q1 V1 plus Q2 V2 plus Q3 V3. Now, if suppose if I want to calculate the work done, so this work done can be written as 1 by 2 in bracket Q1 V1 plus Q2 V2 plus Q3 V3. So where V1, V2 and V3 are the potentials at point 1, point 2 and point 3 respectively. So in general, now this equation is written for 3-point charges. If suppose n number of point charges are there, then in general I can write this equation as work done it is equal to 1 by 2 summation of Qk into Vk, where k varies from 1 to n. So this is the summation of product of Q into V. So if suppose n point charges are there, then the last term will be here Qn into Vn. Clear? So in this way, this work done can be calculated for n point charges. Now, instead of this point charge, what we assumed initially, we considered that Q1, Q2, Q3 up to Q1, these are the point charges. Now, instead of these point charges, if this region has suppose continuous charge distribution, that is line charge distribution, surface charge distribution or volume charge distribution, then this summation will be replaced by integration. Clear? So we may write the equation as far as line charge is considered. So for that we can write here total work done it is equal to 1 by 2 integration rho L dl into potential, because this is the combination of QV. So Q can be written as integration rho L dl into V. So this equation is written like here as 1 by 2 integration rho L into potential into dl as far as line charge is considered. Now suppose if surface charge is there, then we can write this total work done as 1 by 2 integration rho s ds into potential, because q is equal to integration of rho s ds. Clear? Similarly, if volume charge is there, then we can write this total work done as 1 by 2 integration rho v dv into potential, because q is equal to integration of rho v dv. So now further analysis, we are going to consider this equation, this volume charge equation. So total work done it is equal to 1 by 2 integration rho v dv into potential. Now for simplification, so we arranged these terms as 1 by 2 integration rho v into potential into dv. Now we'll replace this rho v by point form of Gauss law. So the point form of Gauss law says that del dot d is equal to rho v. So we can replace this rho v by this term, that is del dot d. So this equation will be modified as total work done it is equal to 1 by 2 integration del dot d into potential into dv. Now we'll try to find out the answer for this term only now, that is del dot d into potential. So let a be the any vector and b be the any scalar. Then there is one identity, that identity says that if I take the divergence of scalar into vector, means del dot v into a, then this equation reduces to a dot gradient of v plus v into divergence of a. So del dot va can be written as a dot del v plus v into del dot a, means this is the vector identity. That identity says that if I take the divergence of scalar into vector, so this that will be reduced like this. Now I'm going to take the help of this equation. So this equation can be rearranged as, if we consider here, if we take this side to the left side, so this will become del dot a into v equal to del dot v into a minus a into del V. So this is the vector identity. Now if you observe our equation, so here we got del dot D into V. So instead of A, if I write here D, and D itself is our vector quantity, so we can write this equation as del dot D into V, it is equal to del dot V D minus D into del V. So by applying this for our equation, we can write total work done, it is equal to 1 by 2 integration del dot Vd minus, so we can write We, that is total work done, equal to 1 by 2 volume integration del dot Vd into dV minus 1 by 2 integration d dot del V dV. So here we are going to reduce this term by applying the divergence theorem. So we'll reduce this first term here. So this term says that this is the volume integration. So this volume integration of divergence. So if you observe this equation carefully here, this is the volume integration of divergence. So by applying the divergence theorem, we can rewrite this equation as total work done, it is equal to 1 by 2. Now this volume integration can be converted into closed loop surface integration by applying the divergence theorem. So we can write this term as closed loop integration of Vd dot ds, and this term we are going to write as it is. So this is minus 1 by 2 integration d dot del V dV. So this term is the volume integration. Now this volume integration can be converted into closed loop surface integration by applying the divergence theorem. So what divergence theorem we have seen? We have seen that closed loop integration of d bar dot ds bar can be equal to volume integration of divergence of d over volume dv. So by applying the same divergence theorem, we can write here this equation as We equal to 1 by 2 closed loop integration of Vd dot ds minus 1 by 2 volume integration of d dot del V into dv. Now if you observe this equation carefully, so here we already know that potential varies as 1 by r and electric field density d varies as 1 upon r square for point charges. So potential due to point charge can be written as V is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon r. Similarly, electric field intensity due to point charge can be written as d equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon r square ar. So it says that potential varies with respect to distance and electric field density varies with respect to square of the distance for point charges. So V varies as 1 by r square and d varies as 1 upon r cube as far as dipoles are considered. So this derivation we have seen that potential varies with respect to r square and electric field density varies with respect to r cube as far as dipoles are considered. Clear? So here if you observe the previous equation, so here we are getting product Vd. So variation of potential and variation of d with respect to r. So how it is going to vary, that we can predict now here. So here the product Vd is there in the first term. So it must vary at least by 1 upon r cube. So if you observe this equation here, so V varies by 1 by r and d varies by 1 upon r square. So 1 upon r into 1 upon r square. So this is 1 upon r cube. So this is where this term is going to vary by r cube term. So as R cube increases, so this product will get decreased. Clear? So consequently, this is going to increase continuously. So it is going to become 0 at one point. So better we neglect this term. So if we neglect this term, so what is going to remain there? This second part is going to remain there. So this equation can be written as minus 1 by 2 integration d bar dot del v dv. So this can be written as, so we know that del v is the minus of E, because there is a relation between electric field intensity and potential. That relation says that E is equal to minus del V. So from that we can write del V as minus E. So this minus E here, this minus sign and already present minus sign is there. So this minus and this minus will become plus. So we'll write this equation as 1 by 2 volume integration of d dot E over volume dV. Clear? So this is the equation of total work done. In general, we can say that this equation itself is the energy equation. So therefore, we can write this equation as WE, that is energy. So this is itself 1 upon 2 integration d dot E over volume dV. So we can rearrange this further only in terms of E or only in terms of D. So by considering D equal to epsilon E, so we can put here D as epsilon E. So this will become epsilon E into E. So this will become epsilon E square. So this equation reduces as 1 by 2 integration epsilon E square dV. So from this we can define the electrostatic energy density, which is denoted by the notation small w suffix e. So small w means electrostatic energy density, which can be written as d by dv of total energy. So energy per unit volume means energy density. So from that we can write here it is the d by dv of total energy. So the total energy, it is written in terms of integration and we are dividing it by derivation. So in all it will become 1 by 2 d into E, or only in terms of E it can be written as 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square, or only in terms of D it can be written as d square upon twice epsilon naught. So this is the electrostatic energy density equation, which is equal to 1 by 2 d into E, or 1 by 2 epsilon E square, or 1 by 2 into d square upon epsilon naught. So which can be written as total energy, it is equal to integration of energy density over given volume dV. So in this way this energy density equation can be derived. So we'll stop here. Thank you.